Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review IFC's new documentary, Enemies of the State, from director Sonia Kennebeck. And this is about Matt DeHart and his parents, Matt DeHart, son of two military veterans of the United States, is working for the National Guard and doing a lot of tech stuff, and becomes wrapped up in the WikiLeaks scandal, and apparently has all this information on these horrible things that the military and the CIA have been doing to people. But then the government comes after him for a variety of things. Obviously, they go after him for treason, but also apparently he was communicating with young boys and hiding himself as a young woman online and trying to trick them into doing things. Oh, this one's spicy. There's a lot going on in this film, and Kennebeck does an interesting job of giving this film a very distinct look. There's this grayish, bluish kind of shade to everything in this film. It has a very distinct look to it. There's some interesting choices, like obviously it has interviews with both parents, who are obviously the biggest advocates for Matt DeHart and are trying to really push his agenda in the film. Then you have a bunch of cops and DAs and government officials that are shown the opposite. So I appreciate this film for really going both sides. And you have these situations where you have these audio tapes and they do like a dramatization acting out with the audio tapes playing in the background and trying to bring this to life. And you have a lot of footage of this family. This is a crazy story. Multiple attempts of escaping to Canada, being extradited, winding up in prison and not showing up for his interview, say things like that. And all these things putting so much mystery over this, but there's so many twists and turns in the story, and you really have to question what's real and what's not while watching this film. And the film does a good job of showing both sides, but it's also doing it in a really melodramatic and manipulative way. They're really going for like, my son had all of these things, and then it's just like meanwhile, they have the government people being like, he was the sickest monster, and it's like really over the top and turned up the like suspension tension level watching this film. And it's almost to the point where it kind of takes you out of the film and it kind of muddles what it's really trying to say, and which is the manipulation of truth and what is truth and what one person and his family can say is truth and what the government can morph and change into what they want to be the truth. And what is really truth? Very few things are actual truth, because we all have these biases that we put into things. And this documentary does a great job of putting that out there, but it does get caught up in its own like obnoxious crime thriller documentary kind of back and forth in terms of like the family and the government, the family and the government, the family and the government. And you want to get all that crazy drama out of these people, and you do. That's what this film really bolsters, is a lot of that over-the-top drama. And where it might be sleek and dark and grim in terms of how the cinematography is done, you still have, like, you can't help but be like, this is absurd watching this film because it is so out there. But in the end, I feel like this film delivers a crazy roller coaster ride. It has a lot to say, even if what it's trying to say is lost a bit in all the over-the-topness about the documentary, that it's so concerned about being entertaining as well, along with being informative. So, in the end, I think this is a real solid documentary. I'm glad I got a chance to screen this from IFC. But those are my thoughts on Enemies of the State. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.